Shade the Shadowling by Alexander Johnson. Narrated by Tom Hutchison. Once, deep in the woods, there lived a group of creatures that glowed. They didn't glow as brightly as the moon, but they did shimmer softly, which is why they were called shimmerlings. Every night, the shimmerlings would come out to play. There was one, however, who didn't play with the shimmerlings. His name was Shade, and he was a shadowling. Shadowlings are like shimmerlings, except they don't glow. Because he could not glow like the shimmerlings did, Shade thought that they would make fun of him. He often hid in the bushes, watching the shimmerlings play, and wishing that he could glow too. One day, Shade was sleeping in a little hole at the foot of a tree when suddenly a shimmerling jumped in on top of him. "Sorry I jumped on you," she said. "I'm Glimmer. I'm playing hide-and-seek with my friends, and this looked like a good place to hide. Would you like to play too?" "But I'm a shadowling," Shade said. "Won't they make fun of me because I can't glow like you do?" "I don't think anyone will make fun of you," said Glimmer. "But if you're afraid, then you don't have to play." And Glimmer ran off into the darkness, leaving Shade alone in his hole. He doubted that she would return. The next night, however, Glimmer returned, and every night after that as well. She would play games with Shade, and she also helped Shade look for ways to make him glow, sparkle, or shimmer so he would fit in with the other shimmerlings. One time, Shade covered himself with some glitter. He shimmered in the sunlight, but when the sun went down, the glitter no longer shimmered so brightly. Another time, Glimmer found strings of bright little lights. Shade wrapped the lights around himself until he glowed brighter than Glimmer did, but the lights only worked when they were plugged into the houses. When the lights were unplugged, they went out. Shade didn't think he would ever find a way to glow. "Silly," said Glimmer. "Of course you'll find a way. We just have to keep looking." But Shade didn't think so. One night he went away to find someplace else to live where he wasn't the only one who didn't glow. On the way, he sat by a small pond to rest. Sadly, he stared into the water, wishing he could glow as brightly as the stars and the moon reflected in it. Suddenly, there was a second moon reflected in the water. Turning around, Shade saw that it was really a glowing white moth fluttering next to him. "Hello," the moth said. "My name's Spark, and I'm a moon moth. What's your name, and why do you look so sad?" "I'm Shade, and I'm a shadowling. I'm sad because all the shimmerlings glow, and I don't. How will they ever like me if I don't glow?" "Well," said Spark, "if you want to glow, I could give you some of my dust. It glows very brightly." He fluttered his wings until white sparkling dust fell all over Shade and stuck to his fur, making him shimmer and glow as brightly as moonlight. Shade was delighted. He shook his tail and jumped about, and the dust did not fall off of him. He thanked Spark before running as quickly as his little paws could carry him back to show the shimmerlings. Shade found all of the shimmerlings playing among the trees. They all welcomed Shade and wanted him to join in their games. He became good friends with all of them and was very well liked. Shade didn't notice that Spark's dust was slowly falling off of him and his glow was growing dimmer. When he did finally realize this, it was too late. All of the dust had fallen off and he no longer glowed. He was back to his old black shadowy self again. He asked Glimmer what he should do. "Well," said Glimmer, "do the other shimmerlings not like you now that you don't glow?" "No," said Shade. "We're all good friends now." "Do you really need to glow again if they already like you?" she asked. "We all have something that makes us different and special. If our friends don't like that, then they aren't really our friends, are they?" "Yes," replied Shade. "You're right. I don't need glowing fur to be happy. The other shimmerlings like me even if I don't glow." And so they did. None of the other shimmerlings even seemed to notice that he no longer glowed, and they still invited him to play games with them. Shade was quite happy and enjoyed his new life with his shimmerling friends. The end.